push west continues with a visit to the Here It Is Jackrabbit. He's a little bit faded from the last time I saw him, but still in pretty good shape. Not so much with the red arrows. Most of the actual arrows are gone, and the buildings around the site are in desperate need of restoration.
A historic commission developed and a district formed. I think that happened in the late 80s, and progressively helped establish the pattern of development in town here. We really were looking at the early Western heritage of the town to begin with, and since that time there's been a great deal of growth and attention to the areas east and west of the downtown area, which give you the 40s, the 50s, the 60s flavor of Route 66. So those buildings have been redone, some of them in great fashion, and some of them will maybe be redone as time goes along. And the phenomenon also is that some of the things that attracted people, business people, to an area are still doing that. The traffic coming down the road, the constant kind of pitter-patter of feet rolling down Route 66. And the concepts that they've brought sometimes match the early guys too. We've got an old Main Street, an old West Main Street, Hollywood, Western town, right in the middle of our Route 66 neighborhood to the east of us here in the historic district. And at first I was a little upset about that not being real, that not being the way it was, that this old rundown Route 66 motel shouldn't become a Hollywood version of what the Old West was like. But then again, it's another roadside attraction along Route 66. And that is what made the eclectic collection of theme parks and roadside pull-offs and the rest of that work on Route 66. You never know what's coming around the corner.
It's the happy people that I meet daily, and they're talking about, in my country or my state, we are beginning to understand our heritage, our history. We're preserving this or we're preserving that. This, to me, is an accomplishment, because to think that in America we plow under who we are versus what the European people tell me, they have lost their identities, their heritage, who they were through wars, and we in America, we plow it under. This is something that, in other words, it is like America waking up to the fact that we're losing it. We need to keep it, we need to preserve it. We need to understand where we're coming from, where we came from. And I consider these, if it wasn't for Route 66, perhaps thousands and hundreds of thousands of people would not understand the importance of our history. Men and women walk in here jumping out of their skins and tears rolling down their cheeks. Men and women, so happy, so emotional, so carried away, they just, the hugs and the kisses that women have, gosh, given me, it's just hard. It's hard to comprehend all this. The men that thank me and the women and shake my hand over and over and over and pat me on the back and hug me, gosh, it's just unreal.